Overpowered was a short that Hasbro themselves showed during the Comic-Con back in 2017. Well, it's one of the finished ones. And in all honesty, this short itself, I can see it's really a great short considering what Sunset and her friends are dealing with the droids around their necks, but I honestly think that this would have been much more better if it was a 22-minute episode. Why do I say that? Well, since that this isn't really anything going on involving doing activities with each other, and mainly about the girls just dealing with the droids, I honestly think that this short itself was mostly underdeveloped. Kind of like the Season 2 short where Trixie's just trying to perform a magic trick involving Spike, but then it gets cut out, and becoming almost a minute short. That's basically what this special is. Not special, short basically is. When Sunset Shimmer just trying to find her friends, she completely hears so many voices in her mind, even without even touching anyone. And it also reveals that the other characters are dealing with the same thing, involving Fluttershy dealing with situations involving her droid with the animals coming to her, and Twilight Sparkle and Spike doing an E.T. reference, Applejack doing Strength, which involves her pulling her locker door out, and Pinkie Pie dealing with some situations involving her magical powers involving food during lunchtime. And I honestly think that what's been going on for this whole thing is involving Rainbow Dash, because apparently her speed is completely affecting the droids around her friends. It's honestly science that Twilight can understand, but at the same time, I honestly think that this short would be much more better if this was a 22-minute. I mean, this is a good short, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, whenever I actually see this kind of stuff when it comes to the characters' interactions, I honestly think that this is the type of stuff that could be suitable for the magical movie night shorts, other than being a dance short, movie episode, dance episode, and a meal episode. Because they had those droids back then, and whenever I actually see them completely analyzing what's been going on why the magical powers are completely overreacting, I honestly think that that's probably a great way to make a 22-minute episode out of it, so that we can actually see more. Granted, the flashbacks that we've seen in Sunset Mines was all show, don't tell, but at the same time, I honestly think that what they're trying to do with this short would be much more better if this was actually a 22-minute episode. And as for Rainbow Dashiness, she cannot use her speed, otherwise the other characters will deal with so many situations with their magical powers. If you really ask me, I honestly think that this is just basically the origins of what Rainbow Dash is going to be like in Spring Breakdown, despite the fact that she still used her powers on the cruise nonetheless. And as for Zippo Bees being in this, I can really tell that this is the show's way of just having all characters return so that they don't have to have them in the main show. Not saying that's an issue, it's just that I honestly think that they could have done much more better other than having Zippo Breeze be in this and nothing else. Well, other than the beach shorts, but I've reviewed those last year. And as for the ending, it turns out the magical powers of having yellow characters don't work anymore. Like I said, I honestly think that this could be much more better if this was a 22-minute episode where we actually get to see how the characters are dealing with their magical powers. Because in all honesty, the droids that they have around their necks, they're not really a really major issue or what they're getting themselves into in the other specials. And the only time that they're dealing with this is in this short. That could have been much more executed if it was much longer than 2 minutes. If this was going to be something that the characters had to do by themselves without Princess Twilight, then I can honestly see that if it would have been much more better if they can handle this situation if this was a 22-minute episode, so that we can actually see a lot of what's going on. Because in all honesty, we don't see Rainbow Dash going around with Fluttershy and Twilight Sparkle. I mean, Pinkie Pie and Applejack can understand since they're at school, but at the same time, I honestly think that the 7 droids being connected with each other is honestly difficult for me to take it seriously, because in the main show, it never happened. It didn't even affect the other characters' abilities in the 4th season. So whenever I actually see this kind of stuff, it's honestly hard to actually talk about the situation of having no droids. Granted, it could have been better executed, but then again, I keep repeating myself on this could have been a 22-minute episode. If I actually didn't review the 2nd season of this show, unlike last year, I will probably put in a lot of depth onto how some of these plots could have been much more executed if they were actually 22 minutes long. But then again, I have to do revisits, which I completely do not do that much. So this episode gets an 8 out of 10. It could have been much more better, but at the same time, I honestly think that this would have been much more better if this was a 22-minute episode. Instead, we're just going to have to deal with dance magic, movie magic, and meal magic. And this is coming from the same guy who was expecting Princess Twilight to return. And the fact that this came out months after the release of those specials in 2017. Really goes to show that there's so much to see in these shorts for watching them the first time. But then again, I didn't watch all the shorts from season 1, and I'm trying to get through them all in 1 month. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow.